Afternoon to the Wellcoin Talk community. Today we have an AMA with Sesame Token. His speak about the project is one of the core team Sesame Token. So yeah, if we could just start with the core team's background and experience for crypto, that'd be great.
All right. First of all, it's really nice to meet everybody here. It's an honor to be here. We really appreciate such a wonderful opportunity to share our project with everybody. I myself am in charge of the community building and marketing. Our team has 5 people. We have 3 devs. We have 2 devs working the back end and 1 working the front end and the UI. We also have 1 advisor, and we have myself. And we have been in crypto since 2017 as investors. We're from pretty different backgrounds. The 3 devs are Silicon Valley based in California. Our advisor is Hong Kong based, and he's from the online gaming industry. Well, personally, we've been knowing each other for many, many years, and we've always been planning to do a project on crypto, and it's finally time to present it, to launch it. So
awesome. So let's go into the utilities. You're building a mystery box game platform on the blockchain. Yeah, so we can go into some details of how that works for investors.
Yeah. Has anybody ever played the CS:GO gun betting game or the Dota 2 skin betting? It's a extremely simple way to play. Also, it's extremely addictive. So you pretty much have here we play on BSC network, and you play it with BNB instead of skins. So let's say, actually, is it okay if I share my screen so I can show it to everybody? I have the test site running.
Yeah, share your screen, that'd be great.
Okay. Can you see it?
No, yeah.
Okay, so this is our test site, and first of all, let me just connect to MetaMask. So if you want to play this game, there's no KYC, there's no email, there's no registration. All you need is MetaMask. So it's totally anonymous. And as you can see, our slogan is "Be winner, be owner." I'll go to the detail a little bit later, but pretty much it says right here, this is a decentralized mystery box game platform where all players are owners. All players are awarded with CISA token, and the price of CISA token is backed by the gaming profits. So right here, you have yesterday's spending reward. We've been beta testing this game for almost a week now. For 10% of all the gaming fees will go to everyday's top 3 spenders to encourage people to spend more in the game. We have top winner of the day and top winner for history. You can see today somebody won 12 times. They won $42,000, and that's pretty much all in BNB. The top winner of the history in the week of testing, this guy took away almost $300,000. I hope you can see that. It's pretty impressive because everybody who joined the testnet all started with 1 BNB. So it's insane how much money people can make in this kind of game. Here you have staking CISA. When I launch, the initial APR will be about 1,000%. So that's pretty much the front page. Now let's just go to the games. Here you have the data for total number of wins and the total price in US dollars. So for about 7 days, there's about 250 people that joined the beta, and now the gaming value is well over $1 million, which we're really impressed of. Also, the average time people play the game is about 7 times. Each wallet plays about 7 times on average. So I think that's really a good sign of how the game will be performing after we go live, because the beta is really successful. Here, if you select your game, we have 1v1 duel. We have 10 players, 100 players, and 1,000 players. So this is pretty much your odds. For 1v1, your odds are 50-50. You're always playing with another player. For the 10 players, it's just one winner out of 10, and one winner out of 100, and one winner out of 1,000. Here, for 1v1, you have all the BNB boxes. For example, let's take a look at the most basic one. Let me just hope it loads. Okay, here we go. So for this box, as you can see, the total price is 0.05 BNB, and the cost to entry is half of that. It's 0.025 BNB, and the winner will pay a 10% fee. And this box is being played for 339 times. And this is the address for this box contract. So everything is done on chain, on the blockchain. So if we want to play this for a 100% guarantee of winning, we can buy 2 tickets just for the demonstration purposes. When 2 players each buy 1 ticket, when the progress bar fills up, the box will start to open by itself. The way it opens is the smart contract will use Chainlink tokens to request a random number from Chainlink VRF. So each opening, we're actually using Link token to pay Chainlink to buy the random number. So everything is done on chain and decentralized. And we can check out the code later. So everything is 100% open source as well. So that's what's really cool about this game, is that you can play this whole thing on the blockchain, knowing that everything is totally decentralized and transparent, and there's no way of cheating, and everybody's fair. So once you won, there's an animation that shows you won 0.04 BNB right here. So here we have all the histories for the current box. Well, same thing with other boxes. For this 1v1, you can see the price of the box keeps going up. Here you have 2 BNB box where you cost 1 BNB each to play. And we have all the way up to 500 BNB box using 250 BNB to play. So the design of the game is to encourage players to spend as much money as possible. Also, it's really tempting to see other people winning big awards. If you go to the 10 players, again, let's open it up, for example. So this box pretty much works as the same way, except for if it's for 10 players, you need 10 people each to buy a ticket to fill up the progress bar, and it's going to start opening itself and pick up one winner. Same goes for the 100 and 1,000. So pretty much you can see 1v1 works like a betting game, right? Because it's 50-50. And then 10, 100, and 1,000 works like lotteries. You can win 1,000 BNB with just 1 BNB. It's just extremely tempting. So we believe this kind of game, it doesn't really care about a bull market or bear market. The target audience who really love to gamble, they'll always be playing this game because 1 BNB is always 1 BNB. So like I said, the CISA tokenomics is that whenever somebody is playing the game, no matter if you win or not, everybody is mining CISA token while they're playing. So if you go to rewards, here is the staking reward. All the way down, you can claim your playing rewards. So the system calculates how many players are betting in each block. So each block is 3 seconds, and it determines how much CISA token you will be getting by the amount of BNB people are betting within the same block. And it's calculated for each hour, and it will distribute it for you on a hourly basis. You will claim your balance manually. After that, you can cash out. You can sell it on PancakeSwap, or you can stake it for passive income, or you can come here and play the Sesame token box and keep playing. So that's pretty much the principle of the game. I think it's very logical, it's very simple, and it has a very clear business model of how to make money and sustain itself. So.
And are you looking to open this up to other projects as well, so they could actually come to the website and set up, competitions with their token and other coins and tokens?
No, for majority, for the base currency of the game, it has to be BNB, because on Binance network, whenever you use some other token to just to interact with the smart contract, you have to authorize first, then confirm. So it's a two-step process, and that slows everything down. But when you're using BNB, it's just one step. You just have to confirm. You don't have to authorize. So in order to keep the game in a really fast pace, we use BNB majority. So.
And how does investors, could they just hold the Sesame token, or do they have to actually stake it to get a percentage of that 10%? Is it fee from the competitions?
Right. For the cheapest box, it's 10%. For every other box, it's 5%. The reason we do that, like I said, for each opening, we have to pay Chainlink in link tokens. So the cost is about $1. And for this cheapest box, we just need to make that dollar back. So for the cheapest box, we don't make any money. But for the higher ups, like this 5 BNB box, there's a 5% fee from the winner. That's how the platform makes money. So this is just like when you go to Walmart or Costco, they have like water or roasted chicken for super cheap, just to draw people in. And when people go in, they're not going to only buy water, they'll buy something else. So we use this cheap box to cover the cost, also to help people get familiar with how the game works. And as they keep playing, they'll spend more money, and more money means more gaming fees. It means more buyback and burn of Caesar token. It means higher token price. And a higher token price draws more people in, and it just creates a cycle. And that's going to help everybody. And it's going to help the price of the token tremendously. So.
What's the breakdown of that 5% to the profits? Does some go to buyback and burn, some to marketing?
Right. So the 5%, for the 40% of the 5% goes to buyback and burn, and 10% goes to daily spending reward, and the rest of the 50% goes to marketing and developing of the game.
And what's the breakdown of when you play in the game? You'll get a percentage back in CSER tokens as well.
Right. So as long as you're playing, it doesn't matter you win or lose. As long as you're playing, you're mining CSER token.
And does that depend on how much you're betting? If you're betting 1 BNB, obviously you're going to mine a lot more than 0.1 BNB.
Right. So the amount of CSER token you get, it really depends on how much you spend within the how many people are playing and how much you're spending within the same block. Let's say if somebody plays at 3 a.m. in the morning where very few people are playing, he's gonna mine more CSER token as compared to somebody who plays at 6 p.m. where like there's tons of people, they're gonna mine less. So I think when we go live, when CSER token has a real value, like there will be people who select their time of playing just to mine a little bit more CSER.
Great. And so there's so many tokens set aside to mine then when the project launches. How many tokens will there be at the start, and how many is put aside for the
right. So that's the tokenomics. We can go to the white paper here. Before I get into the tokenomics, I'd like to talk about the project called LooksRare. Actually, this is LooksRare's tokenomics. So LooksRare, they are a OpenSea NFT marketplace competitor. when you trade or list your NFT on LooksRare, you're mining Looks token. So it's a very similar concept. Actually, we draw inspiration for the tokenomics on this project because this zero tokenomics is proven to be really successful. This is your chart. Their all-time high valuation was about $700 million. So it's proven to be a very successful tokenomics, and it's relatively stable. The token price. So we took it because you're mining LooksRare token while you're trading NFTs, where on our platform you're mining Sesame token where you're gambling. We took zero tokenomics and we modified it so there's less selling pressure and it's more stable. As you can see, they started out with just releasing 5%. They have 10 for the founding team, 10% for the treasury, for 75% for community where you have to trade NFTs and stake your Looks token and airdrop to get the rest out. Here we did the same with the launch. It's about 5% initial launch, 10 for the team and 10 for the treasury, and 25% for staking rewards and 50% for playing rewards. So when people are playing and staking, the 75% token will come from this part. For the team token and the treasury, it's going to be released slowly in a 2-year process. So when first launch, the team really doesn't have any tokens at all. If you play the game for like a month, you're going to have way more tokens than anybody else than on the team. So I know it's a concern for a lot of people. They're afraid that the devs just going to dump the token. Well, here is not the case. It's because look, the base currency is BNB, so the gaming profits are in BNB. So for us, for the dev team, we don't need to dump CSA token to get a profit. It's all BNB. So it's really good for the token price in this way.
And then with the staking, I think you've got like different lock-in periods, 30, 90, 240, and 380 days, and each one will be higher APR will the longer you lock for.
Right. So the earlier you stake, the more APR you're gonna get, and that's obviously just to encourage people to get in the beginning, also to reward the early adopters. I think the same tokenomics is used over and over. Also, you can see PancakeSwap. When PancakeSwap first launched, their APR was like something insane, like 300,000 or something like that, some crazy number. Ours is just 1,000, so it's really mild compared to. I know now there's a lot of products trending with like 1,000,000% APR, like the highest yield token or something like that. Like there's like a bunch of a whole bunch of them. Like that's just not gonna be sustainable, you know. This APR is really mild in today's crypto world, and we designed the whole system so that the setup tokens release is pretty slow, and there's not gonna be too much selling pressure as long as people keep playing the game. Like it's really addictive. So as long as people are addicted to it, the entire system will run itself profitably.
Okay, and what's the treasury profits going to go towards? What will we be using that for?
The treasury will be used for partnerships, further developments, bounty programs, and yeah, for pretty much in general is just for further development.
With the mystery box game, can anyone play? They don't have to have the Sesame token. They just need the BNB to play. So you're going to market this out to other projects and investors across the BSC.
Right. So pretty much the entire user base of BSC network will be our target audience. And as because it's such a simple game and it's such a simple project, it also works like a filter. where when you present this project to somebody, they don't need to spend 30 minutes to read through the white paper just to figure out how it's all about. Like, this is so simple. Like, if somebody loves to gamble, they're gonna jump in right away. So it really helps in the marketing aspect, where you don't need to spend a lot of time and effort just to explain what you're trying to sell and how the ecosystem works and how you're going to make money and all that. It's a simple model, it's a proven model, and it's like CS:GO gun betting is $1 billion industry, and online betting is really big. So it's a lot of money to be made in this space.
Definitely. So in a 10 or 100 player game, one of the 10 participants or 100 participants will win. How do they actually win? Are they opening some of the rarest? How does it work?
It's the same. It works the same like the 1v1. For the 100, when 100 people all buys one share of the box, when the progress bar fills up, the box will request a random number from Chainlink, and it's going to start opening itself and pick one random winner. And the lucky guy is going to win 95 BNB. And the platform keeps 5 for fees.
Yeah, cool concept. So is it totally randomized? I mean, who's built these smart contract around mystery boxes? Is that in-house?
Right. It's in-house. So the smart contract plus the contract for the boxes are all audited by Kishu. Our devs wrote all the code in-house, and it's all original. We have the link to the code right here. For anybody who wants to take a look, you can check it out. It's a fairly complicated. It took us about 2 months to figure out all the backend. So yeah, everybody's free to check it out and see how it works. It's pretty much just a redistribution of players' funds and keep a fee out of it. Yeah.
Awesome. And so I'm wondering how it works with the mining, so if I play a 0.1 BNB game 10 times and I put 1 BNB in, what sort of, I mean, obviously it depends on the price of the Sesame token, but how much am I getting back in mining from playing the game?
That depends on the price. Also, there's going to be a scenario where the Sesame token price is pumped up really high. And even if somebody lost, right, in a 0.1 BNB game, even if somebody lost, the amount of Sesame token he mined will be worth more than his 0.1 BNB. I'm not saying it's going to happen right away after relaunch, but when the player count reaches a level, it could definitely happen. It's possible. So when you enter that stage, like literally nobody can lose money, even if somebody lost. I hope it makes sense, because even if you lost your BNB, the Sesame you money is worth more. So when the game enters that stage, like it's gonna be insane. That's just gonna be so insane, so crazy. We're pretty happy. Like the happiest thing for us to this project so far is that for 7 days of beta testing, like people really love the game. Like on average, people spend like well over 20 minutes just to play the game for over 7 rounds. That's like huge. It's because when they jump in, it's so simple. They don't need to read any instructions. They just jump in and play it. It's entirely simple and addictive, and people are, a percentage of the players are hooked. So they either keep playing until they lost all their BNB, then they use the Sesame that they mined and keep playing the Sesame tokens. But from a business perspective, a really successful business model is something that's really addictive, so that you don't need to care about the bear cycle or the bull cycle. Like if your product is super addictive, it's a money maker. It's people will keep coming back for it.
So yeah, if you win, you might go up to a larger game, a BNB or the Sesame token. You can also do the mystery boxes in. I'm just wondering if there's huge prizes on the Sesame boxes, what's to stop sort of the winner dumping a load of the Sesame tokens?
The top reward for the Sesame tokens so far, let me see. So it's about 1,000 Sesame tokens, and you use 100 to buy. So this is a 10-player game. When we first launch, we're gonna launch only 1v1 and 10 players. We're gonna hold back 100 and 1,000 because we want because in the beginning there's obviously just started out. We want all the progress bar to be filled up as fast as possible, so that we're just gonna keep those two. When we have 300 people, 400 people playing it, we're gonna open up 100 and 1,000, and everything. I mean, everything is adjustable. Just to goal is just to create a better user experience. The faster, the better. So that's how we think about it.
Great. And with you having a treasury, are you looking to do a DAO in the future and make the Sesame token a governance token with voting rights for investors?
That could be a path to explore. I think it has a really good potential. Also, because we have here, I think we have two cushions. First of all, we have 50% of the gaming fee reserve, right? We can do a lot with that, like developing a on-chain referral system that utilize the game reward to reward the referrers. That's something we are currently developing right now. For the 10% of the treasury, there's a lot of stuff you can do with it, but going DAO is definitely one of them. I mean, if we go DAO, the same principle applies, which is just to empower our players and get more player count. And because in such a system, the player count is everything. But yeah, that's definitely a very, very good question, and I think we can explore that in the future.
Great. And how does the buy and sell tax work on the token?
Well, there's none. There's zero tax. There's zero tax on buy and sell, and zero tax on staking and unstaking. We don't really believe in taxing token holders just to keep them locked in. We think it's rather artificial. It doesn't help with the liquidity, obviously, and we think if your product is really good, if your token is really good, if people all share the same value, they see the value in your product, they're gonna stay. You can't just keep them by taxing them. I mean, we all hate tax. That's why we're in crypto, right? Nobody likes to be taxed.
Yeah. Yes, you're going to make it through the mystery box games. Yeah, so you don't need to put tax on. So does that mean you're trying to get it to a central exchange as well quite early on?
Right. So let me show you the pink cell real quick. The reason is because I want to show everybody how the token will be locked in the beginning. So this is our pink cell link. We're KYC'd and audited. It's about 6 hours until the fair launch. So check us out. Also, this is about 5% that we're gonna sell initially. This is for pre-sale. That's about 2 million tokens. And for all this part, the team vesting, this is for liquidity management, also for centralized exchange listings early on. Because if we don't have this part, we don't have no token at all. So this is for all the investors. This is for the liquidity. This is our part. It's nothing. We don't have nothing at all. We do need some tokens to do lead management. And if the opportunity opens up to get on a centralized exchange to further, pump the price of the token, we're gonna utilize that and use this part of token to do that. But like I said, because the gaming profit is made in BNB, there really is no attention from us just to dump the CISA token to make a profit because we're already profiting on BNB. So it's our best interest to keep all the players and the investors happy by, giving us a more stable price and with less selling pressure. That just helps with the long term of the project.
See, like you say, you've had an auditing under contract. KI Shield, I've not come across them before, but I'm looking for a larger one in the future, maybe Certic as well.
Yes, that would be definitely an option. The obviously everybody knows the Certic is really expensive. The other reason is a lot of the auditing services, they don't do audits on betting type of tokens. No other way to put it, but a lot of them don't. So Kishu actually does. But in the future, when we do launch and start to make profit, yeah, we'll definitely do certain audit as well. Well, that's gonna further boost investors' confidence for sure. Yeah.
Great. And I see you've got team vested tokens there. Is there a period where they'll be unlocked to pay sort of the team? Yeah.
So for the liquidity, it's locked up for 10 years. So for the team vesting tokens, it's unlocked for every month by month, but we don't get paid for, again, we're making money on the gaming profit with BNB, and we just keep this part for liquidity management and getting on centralized exchanges. We don't cash out on Caesar tokens, because if we crash the price early on, there's real benefit for anybody.
Okay, awesome. And how are you looking to market the mystery box game and the token going forward after launch?
So there's two parts about that. First of all, you have the traditional side of marketing with influencers, AMAs, callings, pull coin ads, Reddit post training, all that stuff, right? That's one part. For after launch, we have another marketing budget for about 100,000 to push that. Also, another part comes from our players with word of mouth, because if you use the traditional way to bring in a player, your cost is probably going to be like, especially when the market is not doing too hot, you're probably spending $100 just to get one real player. But with our player base in the beginning, let's just say there's 100 people who play this game. You are guaranteed to have 50 winners because the odds are 50%. The 50 winners who instantly double their money and they mine a bunch of Caesar token. They're gonna be so happy. Like, what do people do after they make money? Brag about it. They're gonna go and find out the other customers. Like, if you make one customer happy, he's gonna find 10 more for you. So yeah. So marketing strategy, we have two parts of that. So the traditional side plus the word of mouth from our players.
Great. And is there something built in? A lot of people will be enjoying the mystery box games, but some might have an addiction problem. Can they ban themselves from the, send a message to you and you can block them from spending too much?
Well, that's I don't think that's possible because everything is on blockchain. As long as they have a MetaMask, they're free to join the game. But yeah, I mean, if we're only looking at from a building a product perspective that really makes a lot of money, like making the game addictive is part of the reason why it's gonna be successful. Also, for a lot of investors who are more logical that gamble, I mean, I personally never gamble, but I've always wanted to be a shareholder of a Las Vegas casino. I mean, it's a money printing machine, right? From an investing perspective, this is pretty attractive too.
Okay, great. So I'll open it up to the rest of the team if anyone's got a question for Sesame Token. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, Glenn. I have a few questions. So I was listening, and I like the idea of it's basically a nice little lottery that starts off easy and not easy, but like super small, and then it builds up. So I was wondering, do you plan to give out some, I don't know, some prizes for people that win, say, 100 times or 200 times or something like that to kind of incentivize people to keep them playing?
Yes, yes, that's definitely one of our plans when we first launched the game. Actually, we're thinking about doing a giveaway of BNBs just to encourage people to jump in and play. Like it's gonna be like just a giveaway
Mm-hmm.
for like the first couple hundred people are extremely important. So like if it costs a little bit money just to get them in, it's totally worth it because a portion of them is gonna be staying and keep playing.
Yeah, sounds good. And is there any way for you guys to actually add some special boxes where you say, okay, whoever wins this box with, I don't know, number this, then gets an extra prize or anything like that? Or is it all built solely for this sort of lottery kind of game?
Uh, that's uh, that's something we were talking about the other day. Just how to make it more interesting, keeping people more locked in. There are a number of ways to do it, but what you said is definitely one of the ways. After we launch, but right now our main focus is just to finish the beta testing and launch it. And after that, we're gonna spend time and money to develop a better user interface as well as better gameplays, so that people are more engaged and more locked in with layers and layers of playism behind it, like something like you said too.
Yeah, so you mentioned the fair launch is coming up in a few hours here. Are you gonna have the platform live for when the token launches, or will there be like I don't know, when will it be live? Because I know I see now that you said this is on the test net and it's just people trying it out and testing it for bugs and whatnot.
Yeah, yeah. So the fair launch will last for 3 days. After it's over, it takes about 24 hours for us to get the live version ready. So 24 hours after the fair launch, it's
Okay.
live.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah. And you also mentioned that everybody that's buying a box, right, will also gain some Sesame tokens. Is there like a certain percentage of how much they're betting that they're getting, or is it like a fixed number of tokens of Sesame that they're getting? How does it work?
So for the playing rewards, if you go to the white paper, let me put it up right here. The playing reward distribution is fixed in the 720 day schedule. For each block, the CISA release is always fixed. Um, so there's an example in one block, user A bought 10 tickets, each worth 0.1 BNB. In total, 20 of such tickets were sold in the same block. The user A can claim 1.2 CISA at the end of the block. And the system calculates it in an hourly basis, and you can claim your Sesame token every hour right here.
Right.
It
So
says
so so
next
every
distribution. Yeah.
I get it. So tokens are being released with each block, and then the amount of players that played, they'll each get their individual distribution, yeah, corresponding to how much they've bet.
Right, exactly. That's why we encourage players to play as early as possible if you want to mine more CISA token, because as it goes on, more people will join the game, and if the releasing schedule is fixed, more people joining means less share for everybody. So
Mhm.
the earlier you play, you play more, a whole bunch more
Yeah,
than
I get it.
latecomers.
But
Yeah.
what happens if, say, like for 3 seconds, nobody places any bets? Like it's what you said, like 3 in the morning or something, everybody's asleep, and do what happens to those tokens? Do they still get distributed somehow, or how does it work?
It gets kept to the next person. So
Oh,
if
okay.
somebody comes on, like it rolls over to the
Okay,
next
okay,
one.
okay. So yeah, so if there wasn't any games, then okay, I get it, I get it. All right, yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
It sounds really interesting. I'll definitely give it a try. All right, thank you for answering.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Let's open it up to investors. Let's see. Let's move about people here. Show you the question for the Sesame token team. Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, Glenn. Okay, you mentioned that users can buy tickets for mystery boxes in BNB. I want to know that be the requirements for to purchase tickets in various cryptocurrencies. I mean, do users have to hold some specific amount of Sesame tokens to be eligible for buying tickets?
No, we keep the barrier of entry extremely low, next to nothing. You can play it's as little as 0.025 BNB. That's like less than $10. Because we keep this barrier of entry very low is because we want to draw in as many people as possible. Like there's no instructions. You just jump in and you click one button, it's right away and you just get it. Like it's so simple. That's we really believe like less is more. We invest in a lot of gamify projects ourselves. Like some of them are so complicated. Like you have to buy an NFT to join, and the issue with that is the NFTs could be expensive, right? Like you spend hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars just to buy an NFT, well, just to play the game, and you're expecting to make back your money in a 2 months, 3 months, or whatever the time period was. Then the NFT market crash. Your used to be ROI of 3 months, now becomes 10 years. Like you have to sell with total loss. Like the gamify, it doesn't really work. They all have such a short lifespan. But here, there's no NFT to be worried about. Like there's no price fluctuation on that part. Like one BNB is always one BNB. You just play with 0.025 BNB. It's simple, it works, and it's reliable. It doesn't really matter a bear market. People will always play with their BNBs. Like let me talk about the name a little bit. Sesame. Like why do we call it Sesame? It's because in the box we're gonna have a 0.1 BNB box where when you win 100 BNB. So that's 1,000x. Like Sesame sounds very. It's not something expensive. Like it's very approachable. Right? When you think about Sesame, you don't feel any pressure at all because it's something cheap. Like who doesn't have 0.1 BNB in their MetaMask sitting there doing nothing? You know, why don't you put that 0.1 BNB in the mystery box? And if you win 1,000 BNB, 100 BNB, that could be life changing for somebody. So the game gave people the chance to win a big prize with very little money, and the system capitalized on that. And that's what's brilliant about it. Because people will be all looking for the next 100x, the next 1,000x. Just play it with your spare BNB, and if you get lucky, your life is going to be changed, and that's just amazing. Yeah.
Okay, understood. It's Sesame, I pronounced wrong. Okay, I was wondering that how many maximum tickets can player purchase in each iron, silver, gold, diamond, or opal mystery boxes?
You can buy however much you want. For example, the 1v1 requires 2 tickets, right? But you can also buy two tickets all for yourself. Then you're gonna have 100% chance of winning, but you're just paying the fee. But why would somebody want to do that? It's because I figure because they might want to mine Sesa token when the Sesa token price is really high. Somebody might write a script just to keep buying the chippy boxes so that they could exchange that 10% fee for mining Sesa token. That could be possible. But yeah, we don't put a restriction on that. We want as much fees as possible, and that benefits everybody because you're using the fee to buy back and burn. So you can buy as much token as much tickets as you want, as many tickets as you want. Yeah.
Okay, got it. And you mentioned that mystery box game will be addictive, and Glenn also mentioned about addiction problems. So, will there be any limit on number of games that can play in 24 hours?
There's no limits. Before anybody play, let me just do it again. If I lock my MetaMask wallet, if I lock it, I refresh it. Before anybody join, they have to click the disclaimer. It's pretty much just acknowledge that there is risk, and everybody's adult. They are responsible for it. And also, when you do go to the games, we do show a warning that says play at your own risk. So yeah, I mean, if somebody if somebody has the addiction problem, let's just put it this way: if they don't play Sesame token, they'll play with somebody else. They'll just gamblers will always be gambling.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much for answering.
Yeah.
All right, let's move to Syed. You had a question. Assess token. Go ahead. You there, Syed?
Yeah, Claire. Yeah, okay. Okay, so I want to know that does Sesame games fall under the gambling or betting regulations, or it is the separate entity from them, or so user can earn like they do in a Play V game?
For right now, everything is on blockchain, and there is really no regulation about it. For example, if you go to PancakeSwap, PancakeSwap is selling lottery tickets on their fan page as well, with no legal disclaimers or whatsoever. You can also bet on Bitcoin price to go up or down, like a coin flip on PancakeSwap. Also, there's no legal disclaimer. I mean, they're well over like $1 billion market cap, and there's just nothing going on with them. There's just no issues. So, like in this space so far, a lot of the products are it is what it is. There's no regulation so far. So, I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, got it. But I've also seen some casino and lottery projects having their own legal team and to solve any issues relating to regulations. So thank you for explaining that. So I want to know that what minimum amount of Sesame token one need to stake to be able to go through the four phases of the staking.
There's no limit. You can stake as little as you want. There's really no limit on that.
Okay, understood. And I was wondering, do you have any plan in future of for adding more lottery games other than these mystery box games?
It depends. It really depends on how the project develops after we launch. It depends on how many players we can get and how profitable it is. But we're just not going to release a game just for the sake of release a game. The purpose of to release a new game is to increase the experience, the gaming experience, also to power the token holders, to benefit the investors. So if we ever do decide to release a new game, it has to be designed, with that philosophy. It's just to all the Sesame token holders can be benefited from that game.
Okay, got it. And is the team doxed?
Yes, we are KYC with Pinkcell.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for answering.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Yes, Sesame. So with the staking, is there any tax to go in and out of the staking when you unstake?
No, there's zero tax on the staking pool.
Okay, that's nice. Let's move on now. Venice, you had a question for Sesame token. Go ahead.
Yeah, again, thank you so much. My first question is that do you guys have any plan to add more wallets other than MetaMask or any fiat money as payment method in the project where people can buy directly with the fiat, or any swapping mechanism where people can just buy with fiat and you guys swap their money to BNB and buy the boxes with them?
First of all, for other wallet support other than MetaMask, yes, it's under development. The second, for the fiat on ramp, off ramp, we are not going to touch it because it's a whole lot of legal issues. We're just going to utilize decentralized exchange like PancakeSwap, and we're going to keep everything decentralized anonymously, and you no KYC, just use your a Web3 wallet to connect to play, and we're gonna stick it to that, keep it that way.
Okay, and as you are charging more fee in low value boxes, I was wondering what's the reason behind this? Why are you charging very high fee on low value boxes and more and less fee on high value boxes? And secondly, there are some similar staking projects which normally give benefits to the investors and that can cause unsustainable APR. So, how would you make your APR sustainable?
So first of all, the high fee on the lower box, you're really just talking about this one. I mean, it's 10%. Like I said, for each opening, it costs us about $1 to pay Chainlink. So for this box, that 10% fee is just to cover that $1, so we don't lose any money, just to break even on this. And for all the rest of the box, it's 5%, and it's only taking from the winner. So within a week of beta, we don't have anybody complaining about the fee is too high, so we don't think it's a problem. I think 5% fee is pretty reasonable. And I'm sorry, what was your second question?
And I was saying there are other similar staking projects which normally give benefits to the users that can cause unsustainable APR because they are giving a lot of benefits to the investors. So, how would you just uh, make your APR sustainable while giving benefits to the investors as well?
Well, first of all, the APR is 1,000%. It's really manageable because of case studies. A lot of other projects, like I said, if you take a look at LooksRare token, they're starting with 1,000%, and their price chart is just relatively normal. Like, you don't see a huge dump. It's just pretty much fluctuates with Bitcoin. I don't know, like, if you make a really insanely high APR, it's just not sustainable. It's never going to be sustainable if you release like a million percent APR. For us, this is really mild. Like I said, you have the 40% gaming fee backbacks, and our releasing schedule is really slow. So there's not going to be a whole lot of tokens on the market. There's going to be very little sell pressure. We specifically designed the releasing schedule so that there's very little sell pressure on the market. So I hope that answers your question to make the APR stable.
Yeah, that answers clearly. Thank you so much for answering my all questions.
Thank you, sir.
Right, let's move to Western Beach. You had a question for Sesame Token. Go ahead. Western Beast. No, we can come back to him later if he's around. Crypto Elite 5. Crypto Elite 5, you had a question for Sesame Token. Go ahead.
Thank you very much, Glenn. I appreciate. I just want to ask because he said there's no KYC for the game, right? Which means there's no any kind of regulation, isn't it?
I'm sorry, you were cut off. I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, you said there's no KYC for the game or for the platform as a whole. meaning there's no form of regulation, right?
Right. You don't need a KYC to play. You just connect your MetaMask wallet. That's it.
Okay, yeah. No, my question, what I want to ask is, actually, I love the idea of no KYC. It's a free, decentralized game, whatever. But looking at the way it is, because you need to stake money and maybe try to win money, right? So I'm looking at the idea, the situation whereby we have children, minor, getting involved in this kind of thing in this platform. Don't you think that's going to constitute some form of trouble in the future, in the near future?
Well, it's got its pros and cons for sure, but I mean, I don't think it's fair to say that it's our responsibility to keep children off of this type of games. Like, our responsibility is to make a product that brings value to the investors who do see the value of these such products, and to entertain the target audience. Well, for example, how can you blame let's say a knife manufacturer if some children use a knife to hurt somebody? I mean, it's not our concern. I'm not saying it's not our concern. It's nothing we can do about it. Like, how can you stop some children from figure out how to use MetaMask and buy BNB? I mean, that's just, why would children have money to buy BNB to begin with, right?
I get it. I understand where you're coming from. I've also thought about that, but I'm just trying to bring it up for, just to get prepared should in case things like this want to come up. Okay, now on to my second question. I want to ask, like, what's the total number of coin that can be mined? Like, does it have a total number? Does it have a time period where the mining will stop? Something?
Yes, the mining will stop after 2 years. It's a releasing schedule of 720 days. It's a 2 years schedule.
Okay, and what's the total? Like, total to be mined?
The what?
The total coin that can be mined in general.
I'm sorry, I'm not sure I follow.
The total amount of tokens are about 40%, I think, of the supply eventually. Yeah.
Okay.
The initial supply is 100 million, and the buyback and burn will reduce 20 million from the supply, so you're left with 80 million tokens.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. My next question has to do with I want to say maybe the power of the game, so to speak. Like, do you think this platform can take up to, because I see you a place where you said maybe 2 people, 100 people, 1,000 people can play at the same time. So can this game really, for instance, let's say we have like 1,000 people want to play the game, can the system contain them all, and everybody from every part of the world, will they enjoy what they are doing? As in, like, somebody from, let's say, from Asia may be playing with somebody from Africa or from South America. Like, is this thing going to take everybody, like, for real? 1,000 people at a go?
Well, as far as the stress tests go, it can support up to 1,000 people, no problem. It's just a matter of fact that how fast can the BSC network process all the requests. Yeah. I mean, there's going to be lags, but 1,000 people is no problem.
So basically, if there's a problem on the BSC network, it will actually affect the game. That's it, right?
Right. Precisely. Yeah. So the smoothness and the user experience is largely based on the BSC network performance. Obviously, Sometimes it's lagging, sometimes BSC is just jamming up, and the game performance will be affected.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to ask out. Well, thank you for your answer. I appreciate, and we look forward to
No problem.
seeing this game come to life. Thank you very much. Thank you,
Thank you
Glad.
so much.
Western Beast, are you there? Western Beast, you've got a question for Sesame Token. Go ahead.
Am I audible?
No, I can't hear
Hello?
you there, actually. Oh, yeah, you're coming through now.
All right. Are you aware of the concept of arbitrage gambling? Thanks a lot, Glenn.
Arbitrage gambling, what is that? Could you explain, please?
All right. There are gamblers who watch this. They are so skillful that when they gamble, they don't lose. Is your algorithm? How do I put it? Does your algorithm?
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you again now, yeah.
I think I'm having difficulties with my connection, so you have to pardon me. Now, an arbitrage gambler watches your skills very carefully, and he puts his coins, or in your term, tokens, in a way he doesn't lose. I don't know if you get me. Do you have any way? Does your algorithm tackle this arbitrage gambling?
That's a very good question. Let me put it this way. The mystery box is not a casino in terms that it doesn't bet against the players. The players are betting against each other. So this is a huge difference. We don't put money in the platform so we can bet against the players. The players put money themselves, so they bet against each other. So there is no house to bet against. Also, the odds are completely fair. It's only 50%. No matter how hard this gambler tries to cheat, it's always 50%. And from an investor perspective, if we want Sesame token to the price to moon, right? We want more gaming value, and that brings more gaming fees to buy back the token and burn the token, right? So if some gambler thinks that he figured out the system, that's really good for you because he's going to keep playing. Each time he plays, he pays 5% fee if he wins. So if you do the math, after 20 times, this gambler gives all his money back to the platform. All his money. So it doesn't really matter how hard this gambler tries. The platform will always make money and bet back and burn Caesar tokens. So more people, the better. From the price of the token perspective. That's how Las Vegas make money.
Oh,
too.
cool. Do you have is there a technical team who always keeps their eyes out for this kind of people?
No, there's not. I mean, again, we don't reject people for lack of a better term, for wash trading. Like somebody could write a script and keep buying the boxes and using the same wallet again and again. It doesn't matter because they're paying a fee. As long as they're paying that fee, the platform is generating profit constantly. And that's a good thing for all the token holders because you got consistent power of buying back and token burn.
Thanks a lot, Glenn.
Western Beast.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we're running out of time today, but yeah, all the socials are there in the main chat at the moment. Check the website out, check the official Telegram out. Always do your own research, read the white paper, look it over. If you are happy with that and you like the project and you want to invest, then go ahead. But yeah, our AMAs are just here to educate investors to make sound investments. But yeah, it always comes down to what you're happy with and what you want to invest in. And good luck. Thank you very much for coming, Sesame Token. It's been great speaking to you. I'm looking forward to the pre-sale. Did you say so? There won't be any maximum of a fair launch, but how long is the pre-sale running for?
Yeah, precisely. It's a fair launch. There is no private sale. There is no pre-sale. So nobody got in before you guys. Like everybody's on the same page. It's gonna be 3 days. The token price is determined by however much BNB we raised in, at the end of the 3 days. So yeah, everybody's on the same page. And if you're interested, if you see the value in such a project, come check it out. Before we end the AMA, I'd like to say something else, just to sum it up. So basically, the Web3 is all about transparency and empowering the users. And you're using the tokens to empower the users. I think in such a case, in the case of Sesame Mystery Box game, by moving it to Web3 on the blockchain and with the tokenomics, we fixed a lot of issues with the traditional casino, per se. And it's really a revolutionary way for people to play such a game, because as you're playing, you're seamlessly become a shareholder of the entire ecosystem, and everybody's interest will be on the same page seamlessly. It's something so cool that if we don't do this, somebody else will. It's just a matter of time, because this use case is perfect for Web3, for the blockchain. So if you do see the value in this project, please check us out in the Telegram, and otherwise I'll see you tomorrow on the launch day. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much for coming today, Sesame Token. It's been great for our investors to hear all about the project. I think we've got Spin the Wheel as well, 6 lucky winners, $300 to give away for everyone that joined the call today. I don't know if it's Actio or Dizzle doing the wheel today.